with these two on the stage.
I never play the same thing once.
Remember. Remember.
Are we making it?
Got
We
you.
got Sam? Turn a little up here. Okay.
Do we have Luke? Do we have
Yeah, now you're in. Our friend Luke is going to play the song we are going to cover. Okay.
We're all ears, Luke.
People know exactly what you said. I just wish you were
that song, but you should have picked a hard one.
Attempt by tentatively a convenience.
Okay, I'm tempted to be a convenience. I'm sure most of you have heard of air guitar before. Is that correct? You all know what air guitar is? And there was even a movie about it called Air Guitar Nation. But I always thought that air guitar was not really ambitious enough. I think that air guitarists aren't aiming high enough, so I've decided to aim higher and do something else that transcends air guitar. So here we go.
Ow.
Thank you. That was, and I'm sure you realize, Air Orchestra.
If I had asked you, is it possible to mime an orchestra, I think we would have said yes, but we would not have envisioned that. So that was impossible. Thank you. Thank you, Ted. A friend of mine did say it was John Tesh, like Red Rocks. Perhaps that was. I did think that part was John Tesh. Emerson, is this a good time for you?
Perfect.
Thank you. Emerson is going to tell us what he's going to do. He's left me in the dark here. So, Emerson.
This poem is about endings and the feeling of an impossible to breach gap between the new that will come and the wherewithal needed to flow with it. As I'm sure you can tell, this is going to be a very cheery poem. It's time I get a job for summer. That's the name of the poem. God punched me, glass jaw, 5 knives, stabbed eyes. You were the knuckles, hot broken silicone, jagged teeth, ripped pillow cheek over bone. I believed you, teased you, enamel shine new, killed and chased blues, wrecked and maced the bad thoughts, left, right, uppercut, caught. Our fate, our knife, we prayed our sentence would be 15 to life. I only write at night, after I slept all day, did nothing, I fucked the day. Watch YouTube, eat food, play chess, lose, read news, Rafa, Russia, nothing for us, light is porous, tortured chorus. No light finds my bedroom, no fight left or given headroom. In my mind's circles, talk circles, a lady's lace, luscious lips, your face. Sucker punch, big blue, black, attacked, cracked, racked with ones I can't have. Irony breeds fine wine, art for those who have the time. Though I'm bled dry, I still like the sweet wine of feelings designed. Pour liquor, drink quicker, oh no, spilled liquor. Red splotches, blood red notches, killed dead, lost it.
And congratulations to Emerson, who just got his PhD. Yay!
There's a doctor in the house.
That's what that poem was about.
His PhD in fucking the day.
Well, PH stands for, So thanks, special thanks to Lou for opening up the Brillobox on Sunday afternoon for us. Lou, do you have anything impossible you're going to be trying today?
I'm living it.
Living the impossible. Well, Lou made it through Lou and the Brillobox made it through the pandemic, and I think that's pretty impossible. So
Yeah.
that shows that. Next up, we have Maurice, who is, okay, I'm going to try this. He's going to try the impossible by demonstrating the pleasingly sweet sounds of the
Novice.
novice violinist. And I think we can all hear that that is an oxymoron. The pleasingly sweet sounds of the novice violinist. Good luck, Maurice.
So this comes with a story, which was that I'd always been somewhat interested in violin. And of course, as a kid, my family was not of the same opinion. As a result, I didn't really connect with an instrument. I ended up playing guitar and bass and things like that. And then very recently, in fact, last summer, thanks to Rob and Jackie, a violin abandoned by a family member came to me. I sent it out for repair and just got it back a few weeks ago. I've not had any violin lessons. This is where the novice bar is set.
Does everyone have ear protection?
The exit is marked.
So I think I'm not going to do this in front of the microphone.
Okay.
That enough is it.
The pleasingly sweet sounds of the novice violinist. That is the definition of impossible.
It is. So I need a moment.
You haven't put the violin together.
No, don't tell him, don't tell him.
Oh!
How does the violin work?
At least the sound post is mounted, right?
Oh, wait, let's see.
He's never actually seen me, by the way.
So I got this one. I've learned how to get this out of the case.
Possibility opens.
Let's this should be. I've seen people do that. I've seen people do this too.
That's hilarious. Maurice, that was delightful.
Yeah.
That was the
Very natural.
pleasingly sweet sounds of the novice violinist, Maurice Ricard. Maurice has 2 teenage sons at home, I can only imagine. The feedback he's got.
I've already gotten very negative reviews from my older son.
Sorry to hear that. Okay. Next up, Nick Vanilli is going to Doom Scroll 43.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that was, wait, before I do that was very inspiring, Luke. And it reminded me of my own great-grandfather who did participate in mafia activities in Beaver County. Yeah, the mafia made him sell his sugar allotment to them. And he would drive up to some place in the woods and give them the sugar, and he wasn't allowed to look in the mirror at who was taking the sugar, or else they'd shoot him. Just trying to get that. Many pisons of shame in Italian American history. Anyway.
Uncroton Mafia, right?
The Doom Scrolls are a series of piano pieces I've been writing. And I started them on New Year's Eve. And this is impossible for me because I'm going to go confessional just for a moment because again I was so inspired there. It was impossible for me because my freshman year of college I had this amazing piano teacher. It was Greg, and he was a short guy. He probably was a little bit shorter than me, real skinny. He was a very, very unassuming kind of guy. But he could do incredible, amazing things at the piano. Only a couple people probably know who George Crumb is here in the audience, but George Crumb told him he's his favorite piano player to ever do Macrocosmos 1. And if you know that piece, he did it from memory. That is truly impossible. So I wish Greg were here to do the impossible, but he's not because he died and he was 34. He's a very, very young guy. He died when he was 34. And so right now, in the series of Doom Scrolls, I'm on number 35, which is it's the one I was dreading the most because it's the in memoriam for Greg. That's not what you're going to hear right now. What you're going to hear right now, I plan to write 42 of them. So you'll hear Doom Scrolls 43 now, which is an impossible to play piano piece in the vein of Conlon Nancaro and all these other guys who have a history of writing for player piano, etc., things that are impossible for humans to play. My hope is that it's impossible for my computer to play it. My goal was to overload my computer's RAM in order to perform the piece. So I'm gonna plug in the soundboard in the back, and you will hear through the big speakers here Doom Scrolls 43. Okay, yeah, you can hear the other Doom Scrolls. Again, I'm up to number 35 right now. You can hear it on my YouTube channel. Nick's Got the Aux. Nick's Got the Aux.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
That's the worst.
Thank you.
That's the worst mnemonic.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Got the locks. Is it locks?
Ox.
Oh, ox. Oh, my God. Nick's got the locks. Oh, my gosh.
So you guys are playing.
That was painful. Okay, I mean, the only problem is, Nick, that you said write doom scrolls up through 42, so 43 would have been impossible. And
Right,
yet,
43 was impossible.
here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Sometimes you fail and you succeed.
You know what? Everything is impossible until you can do it, Rob. I don't know if you know that. Next up, we have
CMB.
CMB cold spot and the 3-box solution. All right.
Okay, this is the 3-box solution. But what is the solution for?
I don't know.
You know, this is kind of things are getting bad in the world. You know, sometimes it's just too much. And sometimes you need to escape from all the fucked up stuff going on in the world.
Is that pH fucked up?
Both. Yeah. If that's fucked up, it's both ways.
Okay.
I mean, so the trouble is, you might not have the resources to escape. You know, the billionaires have their bunkers on the islands that they bought. That's true. I do not have an island in a bunker. So I have in an economical strategy, I have the 3-box solution. Because shit is hitting the fan, and when it does, I'm ready.
Okay.
Now, you know, if there's time, we have this box. See, we do have time, so we're just gonna get to it. Oh no! Things look dangerous. Safe. That was a close one. Suddenly shit's happening that I didn't see coming.
What are you gonna do?
I gotta do something really quick. Holy shit. Here's hoping. Basically, that worked.
Is there a 3rd box?
Well, you know, things seem okay. Things seem okay. I think we're going to make it. Oh, wait a second. It's the presidential election. Oh, shit. Phew.
Well, I think you needed all 3 boxes for this.
Really? That was a close one.
You did it.
Not so impossible.
We'll keep some cereal boxes around and
Just in case.
Next up, we have Jim Storch, acapella harsh noise. That seems impossible. That seems impossible. Acapella harsh noise. Okay, Jim, show us.
I'm ready.
Jim. You know, Jim, it seemed impossible that you could make a cappella harsh noise, and yet, there we are. You know, I know many of us women, I think, have heard and learned over the years that if you can't see it, you can't imagine it, because we don't see women in so many roles that we don't imagine being that, but now I can imagine a cappella harsh noise. So, all right. Perhaps I myself could make a cappella harsh noise if I could just put a wig on Jim. Next up, we have R.J. Miato with something I don't know anything about that's going to be impossible. So, RJ.
Thank you.
All right,
Do you need something there, RJ?
I don't need anything. I'm just gonna be reading something off of my phone.
that sounds possible.
No, because what I'm going to read is something I wrote attempting to capture the concept of the impossible in poetry in its entirety within the limitations of the time I have.
Sounds impossible.
I will say that when I talked to my therapist about doing this show, he suggested that I play Stairway to Heaven with my noise gear. So sort of the opposite of what Jim did. I don't know. I have to find it in my Google Drive.
On behalf of everyone, thank you for not playing Stairway to Heaven.
Stairway.
No stairway. Alright. This is called in the document The Impossible, so I guess the piece is called The Impossible. Impossible. Talking to God, seeing a ghost, becoming an animal, regrowing a limb. The endlessly metastasizing tumor within the body of the imaginable. We float, hopefully in its shadow. Can you beat yourself off in its image? Falling away every day into its arms. Impossible. Spreading your wings, seeing a number, training a zebra, loving the bomb. Being across the border, its utility is borderline. It's the spit and spider, the newspaper caked in shit. It's impossibly small. Being the border itself, it encases and frees, the mad convulsive dancing, the turning over of a streetlight. It's impossibly large. Impossible. returning from death, cloning a dinosaur, traveling through space, knowing the other, raking the coals of terror, you find leaping sparks, the black smoke of chance hanging over the cities of your body. Handcuffs of the useful, it's all been done. What about the shouting? What about the sobbing? Jesus Christ gave up carpentry. You can't give up carpentry. Build yourself a house after you smash the cuffs. Your new house is the border. Your house is called self. Impossible. Becoming young again. Being together always. Reading every book. Winning all the time. We crash into one another. We continue to be waves. If you open up a seed, it's bigger on the inside than the outside, right? I'm avoiding myself, but here's the thing. Your intensity builds like a house. It collapses again and again. The possible is there each time, waiting in the wings for you to collapse so it can draw you in. Impossible. Running the globe. Never tiring. Never becoming. Nothing new again. We're loose here. The definition slips away. Shadowed in the cloak. Standing in the mud. Pulses in the dark. There's a split between unlikely and impossible. It shatters faster and faster until we're all walking through the glass. The possible wanders across the body, souring everything with knowledge. You're not taking a loss here. You're gambling and coming out ahead. The alternative is not viable. Anyway, I hear that a lot. Rather the mystery, rather the impractical, rather the impossible, rather the jewel. There's only the impossible at the end of labor, at the end of life. You could have done anything, and you chose ownership. You chose it over the sodden glories, the muddy wonders of the earth, and the impossible. Thank you.
I am not being facetious when I ask if you're going to make that available, because I would like to
I
have
can
a
do
chance
that.
to peruse that. a
Yeah,
little
for
bit
sure.
More than
Post it! I'll post it. Yeah.
And I am a poetry hater, so thank
Okay.
you. So I would not have thought that would be possible. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Woo! Okay, I have to take a minute. All right. Up next, we have CMB Cold Spot. Again, why? Because it's our show. So we get to do a few things. And this one is called Oh, That's the One.
And we have a special guest.
We have a special guest. Yes, we do.
Join me on stage, please.
I hope you ran this past our special guest.
I did barely. He in the house.
You might know, if you've ever been to the Manor Theater on the weekend, then you might have met Victor Vrabel here. Victor is the usher at the Manor, but that's only what he does in his occasional time.
Doorman.
Doorman, oh my God, well, doorman. And how about emailer extraordinaire? If you're not on Victor's emailing list, then your life is the poorer for it. Victor, is there anything you'd like to say about yourself?
You're in theater number 3, the Buck. Ryan Gosling is a beautiful soul.
All right.
And I was working on a film as an extra with Matt Damon on Southside. And James Krasinski, whatever his name is, who was helping. And I walked around the corner and there was a woman sitting in a stairwell in almost a fetal position. And it was Emily Blunt.
Oh.
And she looked up at me and said, hi.
Yeah.
And Matt Damon called me and told me to sit down.
All right.
People, they come to the Manor all the time.
We do. Just to see Victor.
And they said they read my book, all 600 pages.
That's just the first volume, though.
No, I just finished second book, number 2, this morning, as a matter of fact, it's 904 pages.
So in case you thought it was impossible to write 1,500 pages, no, it's not.
It's not impossible.
It's not.
And that was only television in 1960 and 1970.
There's a lot left to go.
There's a lot more to go.
No, it's in.
Oh, that's it.
I'm working on a mystery novel about golf.
All right. Victor, next time you go to the Manor, stop and see Victor. All right.
Okay. What we're going to do here This seems like it would be impossible, but I think it's very possible. I'm going to put a guy, somebody I'm thinking of, into Victor's mind, and he will tell you who it is. Have a seat.
I did work with Prescott in 1974.
That amateur, he's over. He's way over. That's why you don't see him anymore.
Who is it?
The amazing
You mean Kresge?
Kresge.
Oh my gosh, that guy was crazy.
That guy.
John Ray Keaton Show.
Okay. We will let these guys play, and then I'm going to put somebody in your mind. You will say who it is after they're done playing. I'm really doing this. Okay? It's done. Who is it? Just say who you think it is.
Still coming to me, it's coming to me. It is Fred Shot Tony.
Almost. He was not the current president. So it was impossible after all, as it turns out. I put it in your block.
You put it in the wrong line.
Right.
Thank you, Victor.
I was going to say
Yes.
Johnny Mathis.
He's not president either.
But that song, I remember that he did it to the Twin Coaches in 1964.
Yeah.
The four freshmen were opening for him.
There you are.
And he tried to pick me up.
And that was possible?
And how far did he get?
And the funniest part was the four freshmen said, "Did you get invited to the party?"
Yeah.
And I said, remember, I'm 18, and I just got back from New York. And I said, yes. He said, don't go because you are the party.
Johnny!
Ouch.
Now, was that impossible?
Well, apparently.
It's not impossible.
Yeah, one tonight.
Next up, we have Maiza. And I don't know what Maiza is going to do for us here. Maiza, do it. Or try.
I got inspired by everyone that came before me, and this act is called "It's Impossible for Me Not to Embarrass Myself." So
Let's just stop right there.
The only thing that I know how to do in this kind of situation that is tell a joke, and the only joke that I know is, do you know why the French only have one egg for breakfast? Because an egg is enough.
Did she embarrass herself? She didn't.
No!
It was not impossible, Maiza. It was not impossible.
No. No.
Maurice Ricard has come up with another possible thing. Does this involve a violin, Maurice?
No.
Okay, yeah, okay. Maurice, or whatever is doing this. Okay, Maurice.
You can stay in the building. So our our friend Steve Pellegrino, when we announced the show, he said, "Oh, it's going to be impossible
Yeah.
because I'm going to be on a plane over the Atlantic." So I'd like to introduce Steve Pellegrino.
Maurice, please thank Steve for us, because it is impossible for us to
I
get.
think we should give Steve a couple of minutes to do something.
They have Wi-Fi on planes now, you can call it.
We'll give him 2 minutes.
All right.
1 minute. Give him 1 minute.
Steve's like blocking the show.
There he goes, yeah.
That's called trading down.
The man from the Niazar on a plane over the Atlantic.
Man from what?
Niazar.
What is that?
That's his Planet of the Mind.
Okay, Planet of the Mind. Yes.
Patience, he's got 30 seconds left.
I'm holding my breath, Maurice.
Thank you, Steve Pellegrino.
Impossible for Steve to perform, apparently.
We should all say Novena for his well-being.
That's true.
Go ahead, Tom, say a novena for his well.
I can't.
I don't know any novenas.
Because, yeah.
It would be impossible for me to say a novena. There you go. Alita, I think you have a surprise for us. Alita!
Hi. I'm very small, forgive me. So me and my friend Sean just kind of like wandered in. So everyone give it up for Sean. I'm gonna do something impossible and be emotionally vulnerable in a room full of strangers. Well, I'm feeling very inspired by some of the other people before us. And I'm going to read this without giving you any context, but I would like to invite you to just like give me your reactions, if you have them. Please interrupt me, because I don't want to do this by myself. This is an email I wrote to a family friend a while ago. Kathleen, I hope you are well. I so appreciated your card. Thank you for sending it. I'm okay in the way that you all are probably most worried about, not dead, but it's been a brutal year. I'm exhausted, depleted, and burnt out. But I'm happier, way happier than I've ever been before. I watch the birds from my living room window while I drink my coffee sometimes, and I think of the Michigan squirrels. I dance to Blink-182, and I think of California and the concerts. I do so many things now, all of them joyfully. Even healing, despite its violent ups and downs, and my mother's daughter, of course, is joyful for me in the long run. We have all always known I could change the world, but only I ever really believed that I would. I'm on my way there now. So wherever I will be when I become the woman you have always, always held me back from being, not with malicious intentionality, but with cowardly complacency. I've not yet decided whether I have it in me to forgive, though I am certain the chances decrease with every unwelcome intrusion into my beautiful little life. If you love me, and I really honestly know that you do, you will accept the reality that I'm fine on my own, because truthfully, I always have been. Please share this with my family if it feels right to do so. And again, thank you for the kindness and hurt my heart in the best way. Warmly, Alita.
Woo-hoo! Well, Alita heard me moan a couple of times. Or maybe she- I have a daughter. So whenever I hear, I'm my mother's daughter. Of course, I'm a daughter, so. All right, well, damn it. Sorry. I was going to be emotionally vulnerable, but I already am now. So, all right, well, is there anybody besides me left to do something impossible? You can come up with it right now, it's okay. Obviously, it's a forgiving and welcoming room.
I want to play the mic stand.
Do it.
Hell yeah. They stay away to heaven. Oh, you wait.
Whoa.
You got talent!
Yeah. Do you want a duet?
Yeah! Turn it on!
Now it's coming.
Sweet sounds of the
Drum roll! Come on, if you're making this, we're in a damn stamp too hard. Only Rob knows this is possible. I've done this before.
2, 3, 4.
Oh, ow, ow, ow.
Wow.
Wow.
You're ready to go on the road.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for the spur of the moment reprise and also giving me a chance to stop crying. Anybody else?
Play the mic stand.
I'm not. No Maurice. Anybody else? Seriously.
I'll end it impossibly.
What was that, Bob?
I'll end it impossibly if you like.
No, because I'm ending it impossible. Okay.
You do it.
But Tom, I'm using your shirt, so you're helping me. So when Rob said he was doing, so for those who don't know, my husband Rob comes up with these wacky ideas quite frequently and acts on them sometimes, and usually with Lou's help. So we've done an exorcism show, we did The Future in 5 Minutes, and then today's The Impossible Show. So I had to come up with something for my part of The Impossible Show, besides playing the synthesizer. And I thought about all the things that aren't impossible, because they have been. So I was born club-footed, my left leg is shorter and was on backwards, and my foot was on backwards, but I was the first person who didn't have to wear one of those giant shoes with the giant sole, because they did experimental surgery on me when I was a tiny baby, and I'm standing here in front of you 64 years later, and I'm not nimble, but I'm standing and walking kind of normally. So that was impossible when I was born. That was impossible. So I brought my husband home from a bar 39 years ago today. May 19th, 1985, the Court Tavern in New Brunswick, New Jersey. And if you would have said to me, you're going to put up with this guy for 39 years and vice versa, I would have laughed. That's impossible.
That is impossible. Damn it.
And then here we are. So when I moved to Pittsburgh in 1998, 26 years ago, I stood on Bigelow Boulevard in Frank Curto Park looking downtown at the small city that we love here.
Right.
And I said, you know, I would love to be the IT director for this city. And I am. How did that happen? That's impossible. So I know that things, it's a much smaller job than you think. The scope is much narrower than I want it to be. But at any rate, so things are impossible until they happen. But one thing I did when I was about 14 years old, I was a born-again Christian, but I bizarrely managed to read both Nietzsche and Ayn Rand in the same year. So Tom, would you stand up and show your shirt, please?
There you go.
Well, Tom just happened to be wearing this shirt today. We didn't coordinate. And that changed my life because I was like, wait a minute. The meek shall inherit the earth because the man wants to keep us down, and religion is a farce, and okay, whatever. So I told myself I'm going to eliminate the word if from my vocabulary when I was about 14 years old. I'm never going to say if. If this, then that. If I X, then Y. But more importantly, if I had done this, then something different would be here today. So somebody did you're rewriting the future. Right, you can't, rewriting the past, rewriting history. You can't do that. So I have a couple of sayings in my life. I say the paint is dry on that wall, right? We can't go back and repaint that. We can repaint it, but we can't take the paint off. We can't start fresh. What's done is done. I wrote a song lyric called Don't Wish for What Cannot Be. So I sort of compartmentalized myself my whole life that I would not have regrets. And this came very clear to me when my mom died in 2010. Because the other members of my family were gobsmacked because they were all full of regrets. I should have that, we should have this, if only that. But I had lived my whole life making sure that I was comfortable moving forward. I was comfortable moving forward and I wasn't going to regret anything, and I've tried to live that way the whole time. However, there are things that, while I don't regret them, because you make the best decision you can at every minute of your life, there are things that are painful. Because life is. Because life is a sine curve, as I think Luke and I were talking about earlier. Up and down, you know, life, health, money, love, jobs, whatever. But you appreciate the highs, you write out the lows. So I'm going to take a minute and invite you to join me in something impossible right now. So whatever works for you, close your eyes or look down at the floor or stare into the near or far distance and just kind of just be in your own head for a minute here. I'm going to do the same. And I'd like you to pick something, an event in the past, a relationship, a thing that happened, a thing you said or someone said to you. I don't want it to be devastating. So don't pick something that's painful just even to pick around the edges at, but something that's, get something in your mind that's just a little bit, it hurts a little bit. You can think about whether there were other people involved, maybe it was just you. Where was this? Where were you? What time of your life was this? I have something in my mind. And the thing is, it couldn't have been any different. It was the culmination of lives and circumstances and times and events that you can't control. You couldn't then and you can't now. And you can't fix it, but you can let it go a little bit. So let it go just a little bit. Take a deep breath and just exhale that it was what it was. And you're here today, and it's not possible to fix that thing, but it's possible for it to be a little less tender. And so thank you for letting me do that too. It's not impossible. That's it.
Jim, the bartender, who's the owner also?
Thank you, Lou. Thanks for coming out.
How do you find these people? How do you
just
your
I'll get around. I get around.